Hello, my name is Shirley Self, and I'm here to talk astrology. Tonight I want to talk about Moon Phase 6, further explorations of the journey of the soul. So Moon Phase 6 is going to benefit greatly from Moon Phase 5, as Moon Phase 5 has got both brains, the solar brain and the lunar brain, focused out and into what they can do, focused out into the world. And and Moon Phase 5 is a dynamo. So Moon Phase 6 benefits greatly from Moon Phase 5 and in ease of movement. So Moon Phase 6 is one of this rectangle. The body of fate is Moon Phase 10. The mask, that which thou must own in order to be successful, is up here at Moon Phase 20. The creative genius, which is one's inspiration and virtual goal, is up here at Moon Phase 24, which is the craftsman. Over here is the judge, and here is the image breaker, or the iconoclast, who brings to Moon Phase 6 the urge for self-definition. Who am I? Leo decadent. Who am I? Who am I? What can I do that's special, Leo? So, Moon Phase 6 is not only a phase of self-definition, it's a very social intellect. It's very observant. They're interested in groups and crowds. They're kind of casual about life, casual loves, casual friends. But they're very concerned about justice. That is their mask up here in Sagittarius, decadent Sagittarius, zodiacal sign, and Sag and Aries. So Moon Phase 5 is a very emotionally involved observer and categorizes and catalogs human behavior. Very interested in what's going on, as Gemini, you would expect of Gemini and of the Libra decadent. This is a phase of experiment. They're experimenting with their physical powers. They're actually seeking to perfect their physical expression by finding a certain niche amongst the crowd, amongst the people, things that they're interested in. They want to find that particular thing that they are particularly good at. Think Willie Nelson. Willie Nelson, amongst all rock, country and western, Willie Nelson stands out. Even his guitar stands out. So, Phase 6, these people are self-determined, and you can't tell them what to do, and you can't tell them who they are, or who they should be, or what they should be doing. They are a stubborn bunch. Well, they're virtually busy doing what they're doing, and don't have time to, or the urge to, do what anybody else wants them to do. These people up over here are, think of the first George I Bush, who was head of the CIA. He told people what to do. Nobody told him what to do. So 6 has a benevolent body of fate over here at 10, over here at self-domination and self-determination, acquiring personal power and unique passion. Over here is the water quarter, and learning where your passion lies and how to control those passions is what the water quarter is all about. Yes, passion is the fire in water. What Phase 6 needs, because it has such ease of motion, it is easy to go too far. We have Hitler up here at Moon Phase 20, the judge. So easy to go too far. dramatic people, but need to learn control. And the way they learn control is by having some discipline. Hopefully from an early age, think Girl and Boy Scouts, something like that. Some discipline, some maybe music lessons, something that will teach them boundaries, give them something to start from. Something to start from, because these people are pushing boundaries, mostly pushing boundaries up, pushing, hopefully not down. So they need standards, and it helps to start with some, because they are into self-mastery, self-craftsmanship, and they are making their own standards. This is the craftsman up here in Aquarius, talking about standards. Genius standards is what the craftsman tends to have. So tradition will help them to self-mastery, virtually to self-craftsmanship, as they learn to master a skill, as they learn to find that particular niche in which they shine. They are happy and creative people. But they need to define their own boundaries. They need to find their own limits. If they have no standards, they will have no boundaries, and they can do a lot of damage. Think of the mask up here in Sagittarius, Aries. And now Sagittarius says, I'm going too fast, and Aries says, and I don't know where I'm going. I don't care. So that can be very hard for phase 6 if they start off ignorant, if they start off with no boundaries. These people, phase 6 especially, well, all of them, all of the people of the extremists, a rectangle, they tend to personal anarchy. It's just their nature. But they, out of phase, they can be dangerously anarchic, and they won't know how to make their own choices. They'll be oblivious to other people's or decent limits, and they won't know why other people condemn them. They will indulge in self-doubt, and if they're out of phase and have no standards, they will tend to deride and persecute others for whatever, for their beliefs, their behavior, whatever. And they tend to be, both in and out of phase 6s, tend to be a touch superstitious, as in, knock on wood, superstitious. I think that might have to do with the Sagittarius up there, the belief system. Yeah, you know, because they're going so fast and they're going so far. They're very Sagittarian. They have to rely on their luck. Remember, Jupiter rules Sagittarius. So, if they're out of phase, they won't be just. They'll just simply be sentimental. And they, in or out of phase, they can be uncertain. And use drama to cover up that uncertainty. But with discipline and self-regard, self-understand, self-examination, these people are they can be geniuses. They can be geniuses. They can find they will find success, and fate will clear them a path. Fate. You might call it luck, will clear them a path. Because they have such fluidity of motion, you know, they can take advantage of what's going on to do their thing. They can be truly Gemini, and that means they virtually can morph and move with the world. Anyway, we've got some interesting moon phase 6s. We've got Anne Frank. And if you remember Anne Frank, she was very observant about what was going on. And moon phase 6 is incredibly observant, as you would expect of all that Gemini and the Libra there. They watch people. They know what's going on. Excuse me while I have a sip of water. And we have Woody Allen. which shows that if you don't have moral standards, you can do wrong. You can go past bounds, decent bounds. Now I don't know. I do think that I should tell you, Charlie Manson was a moon phase 6. No, he wasn't. He was beaten so bad, who knows what he could have done. He actually kind of shows an out of phase moon phase 6, because if he had no standards, and so he set other people's standards, had none of his own, set others. Anyway, my favorite moon phase 6 is Willie Nelson. And he even has he has a niche guitar. Anyway, and Louisa May Alcott was a moon phase 6. So let me show you the zodiac. Oh, let me show you this. You see the zodiac? Yay! I'm going to show you the Kabbalah, and this is the Golden Dawn Kabbalah, the snake upon the tree. So the cards that have to do with one card that has to do with moon phase 6 and 20 is Temperance. Now notice that Temperance is pouring water back and forth, and that is the putting together of the two brains. And the way those two brains are put together is by action, by using them, by focusing them on something and doing something that unifies the mind. Notice she's got a square up there. That refers to Jupiter, the Jupiter influence here. And if you'll notice here, the card belongs right here. Temperance belongs right here, between the personality and the higher spiritual self, higher self, love. So moon phase 6, as I pointed out, focuses up and down, and can go up or down. Like I say, they tend to excess one way or another, and if they don't have standards, can definitely send themselves down. So moon phase 6 is called the prop. It's ruled by Sagittarius, and is a path of trial and temptation. And that is so true, 6 and 20. The symbol of the arrow released upward is the symbol of sexual orgasm. I think Teresa of Avila. Oh God, yes. Anyway, that's sex, as you know, orgasm, as you know, probably know. All 4 levels participate in orgasm. If it's true sex, if it's true love, if it's true sex. And the child that comes of that will be as high spiritually as the spirit goes in that connection. You follow? Anyway. So phase 6 and the Temperance card have everything to do with right application of power. Now, the creative genius and body of fate, which are up here at 10 and 28, are the strength card. Now that, if you'll notice, is here, the edge of the abyss. And that is the path on which fire, passion, becomes light, manifestation. This becomes light. Manifestation is light. This is darkness. Makes me think about the dark matter. There is more dark matter than there is light matter. Anyway, strength is, whoops. Well, that's what the Golden Dawn cards look like. Anyway, strength. So, the lion represents physical strength. he is brute force. And that brute force can be used constructively or destructively. Now, she's holding back the lion. She's holding back the lion with sheer force of will. Control of Mars is essential before you can fully utilize your Jupiter. That is essential. So now let me show you a moon phase 6. This is Christopher Reeve. There he is. Christopher Reeve was born 25th of September in 1952 at 3:12 a.m. in Manhattan, New York. He was Superman. Notice the Saturn-Neptune right down there. Well, notice that that man has more Libra than, 5 planets in Libra. It's called a stellium, and it is a beautiful stellium. It's got moon on one side and Venus on the other. It's a beautiful stellium, Libra. So he had a niche. He was Superman. He had his niche. He had found his niche. He had now the thing about that I wanted to point out about that Saturn-Neptune is that means that you have to transcend limitations. You have to transcend your limitations. And he did that on film. He flew. So Superman, Saturn, Neptune very much indicates Superman. The ascendant is his will, you know. The descendant is his mask. The creative genius is the spiritual goal, and that's right up there on the 9th house. It's on the 9th house cusp, the spiritual genius is. And that is ruled by Mars, and Mars is in Sagittarius, conjunct the moon, right down here. And so it was virtually his goal to inspire others. And notice that he's got Uranus is the only water he's got. Uranus over there on the cusp of the 12th. Jupiter in Taurus is the only earth. So he is heavy with fire and air. And unfortunately, fire and air makes one kind of reckless. Having only Jupiter up there on the midheaven, it makes you kind of ungrounded. So May 1995, he fell from his horse and broke his spine in several places and became paraplegic, and he could no longer breathe on his own. Now in May, transiting Mercury opposed that natal Mars. Transiting Mercury in Gemini opposed his Mars in Sag. His transiting Venus was conjunct his midheaven up there in Taurus. Transiting Jupiter was conjunct his moon. Transiting Saturn was in Pisces in conjunct his natal Pluto. Saturn and transiting Neptune was exactly squaring his natal Venus, which ruled his whole chart. So, you know, his astrologer would have said, boy, stay home for at least 3 or 4 days. And he didn't. But he had been a inspiration to people before he was wounded, and he was an inspiration to people after he was wounded. He used his tragedy, he used his fame to advocate for other people with spinal injuries, and was much beloved and appreciated. So that's moon phase 6. And next coming up is end of the cycle, or end of the quarter at moon phase 7. So until then, May you be blessed and may you be happy. Talk to you later.